Okay, we're going to cover here some of the trade war, trade skirmish stuff with Canada, USA, with the tariff, whatever you want to call it. Here we go.
The United States launched a trade war against Canada.
You know, we mean more to them than they mean to us. We're a much larger part of their economy than they are ours.
Which happens to be true. I mean, it's also just obvious. USA or Canada's way more dependent on USA than the other way around. This is just according to Grok. I'm sure these numbers would be directionally true. 19% of Canada's GDP comes from exports to the USA. And then according to this, it's around, the range is around 1.5% to 2.9% of U.S. GDP from trade to Canada. So, I mean, those aren't even close.
We're going to choose to not go on vacation in Florida, or we're going to choose to try to buy Canadian products and forego bourbon and other classic American products. And yeah, we're probably going to keep booing the American anthem.
That is like a 10 out of 10 cringe, stupid thing to say. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis had this to say about the supposed boycott, Canadian boycott of his state. Also, shout to the channel T-Sply. I'm getting some of the clips for this video from that channel.
We continue to set tourism records. 2024 saw more than 142 million visitors come to the state of Florida. This includes 3.3 million visitors from Canada. That's not much of a boycott in my book. Maybe they wanted to get a glimpse of what a Stanley Cup winning hockey team actually looks like.
I mean, that's like very masterclass stuff from Ron. He's like calling it the boycott. Plus just hockey in Canada.
Big showdowns last June where you defeated the Edmonton Oilers in an unforgettable, and it was, 7-game series. The Panthers, as I said, started strong.
Here's the leader of Canada's largest province, Ontario, who was on CNN. This guy's name is Doug Ford.
How upset, how mad are Canadians? Aren't usually the types to get angry, but how mad are Canadians this morning?
They're absolutely livid. They're furious because we look at the United States as our family. We're one big family. We've stood shoulder to shoulder in wars and every other crisis there is.
Doug Ford was also on with Jesse Waters in a very entertaining interview about a month ago.
The Premier of Ontario, Canada, joins me now. All right, Premier. By the way, I loved your brother. We did an interview. Great guy.
Yeah,
what's your problem with
I don't know if you know who he's referring to, but his brother is Rob Ford, who went like incredibly viral around 10 years ago, former mayor of Toronto.
These allegations are ridiculous.
I cannot comment on a video that I have never seen or does not exist.
I want the police chief, Bill Blair, to release this video.
I saw a video. It's extremely embarrassing. Obviously, I was extremely inebriated.
So, it'll be a bad, I'm a sick motherfucker, dude. Yes, I have smoked crack cocaine. Do I? Am I an addict? No.
When
have I tried it? Probably in one of my drunken stupors.
the United States absorbing Canada?
Well, first of all, Jesse, you know, I love the U.S. I love Americans, and I get it. You know, President-elect Trump is a real estate tycoon. He's made billions, but that property's not for sale.
Together, you say this isn't for sale, but everything has a price. The $1 Million Man says that. Can you think of this more as a merger instead of an acquisition? Don't think about being taken over. Think about this as a coming together.
Yeah, we can come together on a great trade deal. We're two greatest countries in the world.
President Trump defended his tariffs in his address to Congress a couple days ago.
Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
So that's going to go into the next clip I'm going to show here when Trump is asked about why the tariffs maybe are causing the stock market to have some problems.
President Trump, what's your thought about why the markets are so spooked? Do you think they don't like the tariffs, or do they not like the uncertainty with some of the changes and the carve-outs?
Well, a lot of them are globalist countries and companies that won't be doing as well because we're taking back things that have been taken from us many years ago. We've been treated very unfairly as a country. We protect everybody. We do everything for all these countries. And a lot of these are globalist in nature. You know, they have...
Trump kind of touched on both things there, but the best argument for tariffs, or at least the one that resonates with me the most, is I don't think it's right for America to protect other countries, Western countries especially, militarily, and carry all the load economically. I mean, America still by far has the biggest culture of entrepreneurship, free speech, all the criticism publicly, left versus right, stuff like that, whereas other countries prioritize a bunch of other things, like Canada prioritizes carbon tax.
In Toronto today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau laid out the details of his government's carbon tax plan, including rebates, as he tries to sell Canadians on the need to pay for pollution without breaking the bank.
The European Union prioritizes regulating tech.
The European Union really loves a good piece of tech regulation. First, it was the GDPR, then the DMA, and then the DSA, and now we have the AI Act. Some of it hail it as a milestone, a major win, with Europe leading the way as the first to regulate AI globally. But others argue it's a step backward, claiming Europe is quick to regulate, but very slow to innovate.
It's then not fair for those other countries to just be like, well, we'll just sell in to the American market. America can't do that. America can't just sell in to super America. I mean, I don't think it's fair that, again, America carries the load militarily and economically. They have the culture of entrepreneurship, bringing in talent from the rest of the world, kind of a cutthroat attitude. European Union, probably Canada, has just kind of chilled out. They prioritize other things other than economic productivity. And again, America's not perfect, but of all the major Western countries, they still by far prioritize productivity the most. I don't think it's then fair or right for other countries to just be like, well, we'll just sell to the Americans, whatever. We don't have to worry about increasing our productivity, our economic growth in our country. We have America to sell to. Final point I'll make on that is that all things being equal, the average American worker would benefit if other countries could quote unquote get their ish together and increase the economic productivity of their own country. Wealthier consumers in places like Canada, the European Union, Japan, that's just more money for American companies to sell into. That would benefit everybody. And then America maybe wouldn't have trade deficits with every country. Maybe some of these countries they start having trade surpluses with. That's a long way away. But I think to summarize, that would be, in my opinion, the most compelling argument for tariffs. It's almost like a wake-up call for other countries to, hey, prioritize capitalism too. America can't just drive the bus militarily and economically for the rest of the world. Everybody else needs to pull their weight. So the story is rapidly evolving. And as we stand right now, I think, if you check the story every couple hours, things seem to be changing. But right now, Trump announced the tariffs on Canada will be paused until April 2nd.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Huey-Burns in Washington. Tonight on America Decides, changing course. President Trump signs a late-day executive order and makes a major reversal on his tariff policy, suspending the surcharges on some goods coming into America from Canada and Mexico. Dismantling the department. Education Secretary Lynn.
So with that said, I'll finish the video. I don't know if it's all goods, but I heard it's the goods that are covered under the USMCA trade agreement. But yeah, with that said, I'll finish the video. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video.